Hey YouTube, how's it going? Spec M Auto is back with another video today. And as you see guys right here, I got old Betty with me today. That's right, that's what this Jeep's name is, at least until I sell it. So this is my 2005 Jeep Liberty Sport 4x4. This is my SUV, and you guys won't guess how many miles this SUV has. This SUV has 240,000 miles. That's right, no discrepancies, real legit numbers, original engine, original transmission, original body, of course. And this thing is still rolling. This thing still runs and drives fabulously. Squeaks a lot, but on the bright side, it's been very reliable. Everything in it works, from the power windows to the radio to the AC. Everything in this car works. It's just rusty, and the interior is completely stained. This Jeep has driven enough distance to drive to the moon. Just think about that. And it's pretty much on its way back to Earth already. But here you guys have 4 brand new set of tires, brand new brakes, freshly painted rims. You know, they're all black. And of course we have our old crusty but trusty paint job that's scratched, dented, and of course rusted on the bottom. Let's take a quick walk around and let's see what we got ourselves into, shall we? Okay guys, so here we're going to walk around my 2005 Liberty. Aside from some fade and of course the usual rust belt rust and all that fun shit, this Jeep is in very good shape. Headlights are crystal clear, paint is pretty dang decent. Wheels are beautiful only because they were freshly painted before they were like really bad peeled and started to rust. But let's forget about that. Oh, check this out guys, trail rated Jeep Liberty. Not too bad guys. I'd say the worst of the paint is probably some areas up on the roof. I know I saw at least one clear coat spot up there. Has a full-size spare 3.7 liter V6 with just over 200 horsepower. This thing is very nice, and believe it or not guys, up until this past week this Jeep was very filthy. I have never washed it, I've never taken care of it, I haven't done anything with it. Yeah, so it's pretty much because the previous owners did everything that I would have had to do on it. You know, tires, brakes, serpentine belt, AC compressor, you pretty much name it. The only thing I did do myself was fix the rear window latch here. So before we had our window latch right in here, our little motor, there was a part in it that was completely broken. It was pretty much like a little wire pigtail. Yeah, it didn't let the glass pop out or nothing. So the only way you could ever get the door open is just like unlocking the doors and pulling it like that and let the glass just kind of pop out on its own. And but I've since got that fixed, so now I can actually just open the glass with the key fob. Another thing with this crusty old Jeep, you have to like slam the glass really good for it to shut. So let me find my key and I'll show you guys around a little bit more, huh? Okay guys, so it literally took me 2 seconds. It turns out it was in my pocket the whole time. Here is your Jeep key. Jeep of course is faded off of this, and here's your key fob with very faded buttons. You got your lock or unlock, lock, glass release, and your panic alarm. So as I said, I have fixed the popping mechanism for the glass. And when I first got this Jeep, not only did that not work, but this panel was also taken off. So it was just kind of laying in the car. I mostly fixed it. Of course, there was several broken tabs in it, so it's a little bit jittery on this side. But guess what, guys? Look at that. It sticks, and even when you slam the door shut, it does not fall. Alright, and then we'll go back into the cargo area while we're back here. So we get a very generous amount of room and a 12-volt outlet. And it looks like we could have had a little privacy cover, but Guess previous owner wanted to keep it for some reason. And then right here you'll find this plastic trim here. This actually came from right here. So this plastic right here that's still there, this is the part that's in the trunk. Cause funny story, me and my girlfriend at the park one day, and I was putting something in there, and I shut the door. And when I shut the door, literally you just hear a bunch of rusty metal go, and then you heard the plastic go on the ground. That's when I looked down, saw a big pile of rusty metal and the plastic part sitting there. So I went ahead and just threw it in here. Figured I'd keep it in there just in case the future owner of this vehicle wants to somehow try to fix that. I don't know, whatever. And then you have these original floor mats, of course very disgusting as we progress to the front. This looks like possible aftermarket. Man, just look how disgusting this mat is. This right here, guys, gives you an idea of how dirty this Jeep was when the owner right before me got it. The owner right before me was my stepdad, so I know how it was taken care of and how it was driven. He took pretty good care of it. So this was how the interior used to be before he kind of got on it and cleaned it for the most part. I'll show you guys around some more. Another thing with this, these arms are a little questionable sometimes, so I think these might be on the way out. Go over here. So there's something about mid-2000s Chrysler and GM vehicles with these god-awful fabric that they used in their seats. I have not seen one older GM car from the mid-2000s or really a lot of these Chryslers that used this fabric that had no stains in the seats. Literally every time I see a mid-2000s GM, the seats are always all stained up like that. I don't understand why. But we have very generous legroom back here. Very, very good. These seats are pretty much as far back as they can go, and I'll show you guys real quick. I literally just hop right in, nice and comfortable. My knees touch the back of the seat just a little bit, but that's fine. At least it's nice soft fabric. It's not like you're sticking your legs into a piece of wood. And then, as you guys can see, headroom is very amazing. I say probably about a foot of headroom for me. I'm 5'8", so I mean I'm not the tallest guy in the house, but I'm a decent height, right? And of course we have power windows. So much like the Chrysler PT Cruisers, Jeep decided to put their window controls in the center on both front and back. Except the difference is the PT Cruiser, the window controls are actually up on the middle of the dash and not down there. But it's pretty much very similar to the PT Cruiser in terms of that. But you don't really get a whole lot back here. No power outlets, no rear climate. But you do get power windows and 2 cup holders. I guess if you're a rear seat passenger and you want power, you're going to have to turn your happy ass around and plug your device into that thing back there. And another thing I noticed about these Jeeps, very generous with lighting. There is literally 2 dome lights in the back here. I suppose one for the rear seats and one for the cargo area, but man, these 2 lights really light this back area up super well at night. And of course you have your 2 map lights, and then you have sun visors with vanity lights in it. So I'm going to show you. Bring down this old mirror here. Lighting on both sides. The clip for the sun visor on this side is busted, so it's just kind of there. I can't show you guys right now because it's not in the car with me, but in here, this little shelving unit is where your owner's manual booklet would sit. I have the original window sticker for this car when it was brand new, plus the original booklet and the original like army green Jeep book cover thing. So that was like really cool to have. And then you have 2 cup holders. You have your 4-wheel drive controls, e-brake, power window controls, and your shifter, climate control, radio, hazard lights. And then here you have a decent sized glove box or center console. Not the biggest, but definitely not the smallest. Could be worse, guys. And here you have your power locks, door handles, speakers. And up here you have tweeter speakers, defrost, and yeah, pretty much it for a basic Jeep Liberty. When this Jeep was brand new, it was a fleet vehicle. It was made specifically for fleet according to the windshield sticker. But I'm guessing it was a rental car when it was new. The interior and exterior both have seen better days for sure. I need to unlock this thing again. Where's my key? Oh, there it is. Alright, so now we're in the driver's side. And you could tell somebody had something mounted here before. So there's holes in here. There's a lot of grime and fade. And of course, your classic mid-2000s gray interior full of stains. This poor thing's been through a lot. And we get inside, and to show you guys I'm not lying, 240,206 miles. You see that, guys? Actual original miles. And we have RBP, rolling big power pedals. Previous owner put this in. Don't know who it was, nor do I really care to know. So now we can get ready to start this bad boy up. You ready? Listen to how good this thing runs. There we go. Usually on the first start of the day it has the classic Chrysler chattering when it very first starts, but it dies down after a minute and it runs a lot better. So this thing runs very well. Has an engine light, of course, being this high of miles. And let me tell you, this Jeep gets piss poor gas mileage. Literally, I can drive to work and back and it would use a quarter tank of gas. Whereas my car, a quarter tank would last like 2 to 3 days, depending on how much I drive. Alright, so we're going to take a look under the hood. Got to find our little release here. Oh, here we go. Oh. So this is very nice. They get hydraulic arms, so we don't have to fiddle around with that stupid stick. Here's our Jeep running. It runs pretty damn decent for the mileage it has. Here's our newer AC compressor, newer serpentine belt. Everything in here is very dry and orderly. To show you guys real quick. .7 liter power, baby. I'm going to show you guys another thing. You guys saw that AC compressor, right? Check this out. We turn this bitch on. AC is cooking. Well, not cooking, but cooling. And as you guys now see, this AC compressor is now spinning. The clutch is spinning. So obviously we got good AC. You guys aren't here in person to feel the AC, but I assure you guys, this AC is ice freaking cold. Most of the time when I drive this thing, I actually have to turn it down. Oh yeah, see, this thing's like a freaking refrigerator or freezer, you know what I mean? And not only does that work, but four-wheel drive works, radio works. We got AC and heat. So on top of all those things I just listed, another thing that works, of course, is cruise control. I'll show you guys how that works when we go on our test drive. But yeah, guys, this is my 2005 Jeep Liberty. And for 2021 used car market money, I didn't pay shit for this. I practically stole it. A used Jeep like this, same miles, same condition, everything, would probably be around $25,000 to $3,000 in my area. I bought this for 500 bucks. Only because I got a good family deal. I bought this from a family member, as I told you guys. I'm actually getting ready to sell this to another family member of mine, so I'm also giving him a good deal on this because he obviously doesn't have thousands of dollars to pull out of his ass. And do I really need this? I think I put all the use I needed this for. Yeah, I think I made use of this already because I've hauled a lot of stuff that I needed to haul, and I got everything I needed to get done this summer. And I guess that's it, and plus make a little bit of YouTube content. So, alright guys, let's go ahead and get ready to go on a drive. Alright guys, we are going to take our Jeep Liberty on a test drive. So I'm going to explain along the way how this thing runs and drives. So let's go ahead and get out to the road, and then I will see you there. Alright guys, so now we're on the road in my 05 Liberty. Let me go ahead and shut this window real quick. Alright, so you might be able to hear me a lot better. Alright, so overall this thing doesn't drive bad at all. I've actually been on the highway countless times in this vehicle. This thing rides really good. There's obviously a little bit of sloppiness in the steering, of course, because it's an older truck, SUV, whatever you want to call it. And of course we have a shitload of squeaking from the back suspension. I don't know if you guys can hear any of the squeaking, but I'll kind of give you guys an idea of what I mean when I get a chance to stop and kind of squeak the shocks for you, because man, these are the squeakiest shocks I've ever had, and I've owned like 10 cars or more in my life, so it's crazy. Sorry for any of the wind noise from the air conditioning. I'm hoping that my microphone actually does a really good job with keeping that at a minimal level. But this thing drives really nice, guys. I like how it sits up high. The seats are actually not very bad at all. Like they're somewhat comfortable. The only complaint I have is the lower back is a little too hard for my liking, but overall upper back and the cushion area for my butt feels pretty nice. And another complaint for me is that there's like a little thing in my car where you can like rest your foot on it, you know, like the little rest pedal. This Jeep doesn't have a rest pedal in here, so it's like my foot's like down here the whole time, and it kind of gets on my nerves. I also don't really like these RBP pedals that much. They're just so big and bulky. Look, I can barely move my foot and I'm like hitting this thing. So I don't like that either. Everything is pretty easy to read and access. Very, very big legible gauges. Nice big warning lights so you know for sure you have an engine light or whatever. Radio controls are obviously very basic and easy to do. Climate control is very easy and basic to do. It's all by levers and switches, as you can see, just like any other car from the 2000s. I also have a dimming rear view mirror, so if you're driving at night and you have a bright car behind you, just flip that bad boy up and it should solve your problem. I'm going to go ahead and find a good spot for you guys. I'm going to do a 0 to 60 for you guys, so stay tuned for about 2 seconds. Alright guys, I'm going to be completely fair with you. I'm not going to do any of this with AC. Pedal to the metal, guys. Yeah, boy! Yeah! A little bit, not very fast, but you still feel the pickup like real good. Like, man, like, you know, it wasn't fast, but part of it was kind of accelerating. Because with this V6 engine, it's like it feels powerful enough to where you still feel yourself kind of hit the back, like your back hit into the seat. Like you feel yourself kick back just a little bit. It has a nice little kick to it. Ain't too spicy, but it ain't too mild. It's kind of like the perfect hot sauce. Now, if you're like a parent, or if you're just some guy that needs a work truck that has pretty good up and go and some good power, I do 100% recommend this. But you know, you still got to be pretty vigilant with the notorious Chrysler reliability. I will say mine personally hasn't given me any issues. It likes to act funny sometimes, of course, because it's a high mileage car and it's a Chrysler, but not bad. Not bad at all. I'm really digging it. This thing is definitely a cruiser. Man, look at that beautiful tree line. Oh man. Don't you guys just love nature? I love nature. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and pull off to the next clip. I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so this is my 2005 Jeep Liberty Sport 4x4. And let's just say old Betty here is pretty freaking tired, pretty tuckered out. I did put her through some work today, but that's okay, because now's the time to actually rate her a little bit, right? You ready guys? Exterior styling, I rate 1 out of 5. So, exterior style, I'll give a 4 out of 5. Just because, you know, crusty, rusty, faded paint, all that fun stuff. Interior, I give a 4 out of 5 because it does have a lot of practicality while at the same time being cheap and dirty. Well, can't blame the Jeep for that. Blame the previous owners. And practicality obviously is a 5 out of 5 because I've used this thing a whole lot, and man, this thing is great. Reliability, and this is just from my personal experience, reliability 1 to 5. I'd give a solid 4. I'm only giving a 4 out of 5 because, of course, like I said, trim pieces and rust metal fell out of it. Literally piles of rust once in a while will just randomly fall off of it. So that has the tendency to do that. So that's the only thing that's stopping it from getting a perfect score. I guess that's about it though, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.